Hello, and welcome to Bendy Presents The Movie Test of Time, a podcast about revisiting our youth through the only medium that matters the movies. Thanks for joining us. My name is Andy Young, and I'm one of your frugal, economical hosts. Joining me, as always, is our other frugal and economical host, Beth Martin. Beth, the pleasure as always. What's the crack?
I feel like you got the point of the movie based on.
Yeah. Because it
Yeah.
was all about like looking after your money and living a humble life, right?
Yeah, right.
Perfect.
Um, so the crack is I went to Las Vegas.
Hell
I
yeah.
almost didn't go to Las Vegas because I was like, I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah.
Because the last time I went to Las Vegas, I got COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll know in 7 days if that pattern wants to repeat
Sure.
itself, but we stayed at a newer hotel called Vidara, which is hard to pronounce because like a V that's then followed by a D, like I don't even know.
hmm
Vidara. Um, but it was like not only that, Andy, I'm gonna tell you all the things and no one hate me for the things I'm about to say because like I normally fly commercial and I do sit by the toilet in the very back of the
Yeah.
plane typically, but Mike's found this. So there's this airline, I think I've talked about it maybe like once or twice, but it's called JSX
hmm
and they own their own planes. I thought they just rented private jets, but
Okay.
no, they own their own private jets and they sell the seats. So you get on. And so we flew out of Carlsbad, which is like maybe like an hour out of, or like whatever, it doesn't matter.
hmm
Same distance, equidistant to the San Diego airport.
Yeah.
And you get there 10 minutes before the flight takes off.
Hell yeah.
And they're like, go through the metal detector, but like, are you wearing watches? And like, please wear your shoes. And like, they're so kind. Like, I don't know if TSA is a thing that's like in your country and they're
Oh
terrible
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So there's none of that. And you just feel special and you feel taken care of. And it was like a 41-minute flight. And she was like, chips, cocktail. And I was like, of course, all the
Of
things.
course.
And then like yeah, roll down like I saw someone no one will ever like because no one probably watches the shit TV I watch, but I saw like somebody who's on like The Bachelor and Love is Blind at this airport and I was like, "Oh my God, he's semi-famous and clearly shaves his legs."
I mean,
Anyways, so it was great. Vegas is great. I have a show and tell presentation for our moment of joy
perfect.
at the end. And I did not get you anything.
As well, I would expect you to get me nothing. You should be there
I
enjoying
did
yourself.
not. And also, there's a new game. It's called Easy Craps.
Okay.
Do you know how to play craps?
Um, kind of. Cross is the dice one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's like they like vibrate these giant dice
hmm
and you sit and you play Easy Craps, but like neither Mike or I have ever played craps ever. And I don't know. It's a harder game than I anticipated. So we lost
Yeah.
$40.
I mean, I think that's, I mean, like, that's pretty good. And like, I think whenever I have went gambling in the past, which has been very rarely,
Yeah.
I've been like, I'm going in with this amount of money. When that amount of money's gone,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
done.
that's it. No. And
You
like for
know,
me it's like $20.
yeah, exactly.
That's it.
And like, and you know, so normally I have like about 15 minutes worth of entertainment, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, bye. And normally it's
Yeah.
just blackjack or something because like I kind of understand how blackjack works, and
Yes.
blackjack's interactive and not too bad. But yeah,
Well,
it's
do you finger count?
no.
I do. I
Okay.
have to like so I'm there with like my fingers trying to count to 21.
I
So
see.
I can't play
Oh,
blackjack.
right. Oh, okay. Sorry. I understand what you're saying. I thought you were
Yeah,
talking
I
about some
can't.
sort of
I
like,
like literally am like trying to count to 21 using my fingers. Like
okay,
I'm
I
like
see.
in
No,
like
no,
fourth
no.
grade. So yeah.
I can, no. I thought you were
You
talking
were
about some
thinking
kind of
card counting.
advanced card
I'm
counting.
no, no. Basic how to count to 21.
I see.
What's the crack with you? How was your week?
It's been good. Like I'm still living that frugal life. I am doing fun things like paying to have the roof of my house repaired
Oh,
and
what does that cost?
so basically that's an excellent question. And
Thank you.
basically I Basically, the chimney of my house is falling apart, but I don't use it.
Mm.
So,
You can just take it off.
yeah. And um, first person I contacted for that job quoted me £2,000, which is what, $2,500 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep. Yep.
Second person quoted me about £300, which is what, about $400
Just to take down the chimney or to re-roof the
to take down the
house.
chimney and
Holy
re-roof the house
shit.
and re-roof the house.
That's pretty good, actually.
Right? So
Here
like,
we, yeah.
I was like, this guy,
Also, this is your opportunity to like murder somebody and put them in
it's a good
this
point.
chimney that's going to be demolished, but also like the space will still be there. So who do we hate?
I need to pull out my people I want to murder list. It's
You
pretty
don't
long.
have one.
No,
I
I
know
don't.
you.
I
You
don't.
don't.
Who can be who has the time for murdering?
No,
Um,
but you should do like a treasure. Like you should, do you ever see, sorry, I'm like all over the place
her.
today. Like I saw something where somebody's bought, I don't know, someone's who's famous. Like, I don't remember who it was. Doesn't matter. Okay, assume it's Al Pacino.
Uh-huh.
And like they were redoing the house and they opened the wall and like Al Pacino, not really, I'm just using
Sure, sure,
him
sure.
as an example, put a little box in the wall and was like, I see you're remodeling, but good job. Love this house. Hope all is well. Love Al Pacino or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you could do something like that too.
It's true, actually, yeah.
Don't waste this opportunity, Andy.
I'll try. I'm yeah, let's see what happens because I'm kind of like had I had more money, I would maybe do
Yeah,
something fun, but I'm just kind of like
get the
relieved.
fucking thing
I
done.
just don't want the thing to come down of by itself because already there have been like a couple of big chunks of
Ugh.
concrete and I'm worried about them. Yeah, so
Oh no, it's like falling
yeah,
apart, falling apart.
yeah, yep, yep,
Oh,
yep.
okay.
So
Oh,
hooray!
okay.
So
Yay.
that's been fun. And though I did, and I've been sick this weekend, I got a cold roughly about Thursday of last week. I um it's mostly gone now, but it tends to stay in my sinuses for a bit. So I had a pretty low key weekend. My girlfriend and I, we just like hung out. We had like a a weekend of just kind of watching movies and just kind of chilling out, which was lovely.
Good.
But we did go out for Halloween on
Oh,
Friday night.
yay. Okay.
So I didn't really know what I had because basically like my policy and things is if I'm going with somebody I trust and I trust her and like her opinion and things and they're like I went to this thing last year, it was great, I'm thinking about going this year, do you want to go? I'm like, yep, no more information needed, let me just find out what this thing is on the night. So I had an idea it was like a variety sort of entertainment night or whatever. It was what my conceptually was what I thought it was. And actually, what it was a burlesque night of all sort of like burlesque shows themed around Halloween. So there was like um somebody who did like one based on the craft,
Yeah.
right? There was somebody who did one based on like the later Chucky movies where he has a girlfriend. Jennifer Tilly is the girlfriend doll who
Yes.
did a thing with that with clips and stuff
What?
from it.
So she's now on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I
She
think. And
is.
she's like, my Chucky money pays for my snacks. But she married someone who was one of the originators of The Simpsons. And she's like, that pays for my plastic surgery in my house.
How interesting. I
Fucking
did
love,
not know.
I love her. Bold Silver Broadway, love her. She's great. Keep going.
I but that's so it was great. So it was lots of shit shows themed around that sort of stuff, and it was just a really fun night. It was really nice, and because it was Halloween, lots of people were in fancy dress and stuff. There's some pretty great costumes. So like there was I was very disappointed because they had a best costume competition, and there was some good costumes that got on stage, but there was a lady there in a gender swapped um what do you call David Bowie's character from Labyrinth? Do you remember?
Oh my God.
I can't remember.
I mean, I remember her like speech to him from,
Yeah,
no, I don't
it's not
remember.
super important. You know who I'm talking
No, no,
about, and you
no.
know what he
Yeah.
looks like. So there's
I
a
I
lady
love
dressed as
Hoggle. I
that.
love Hoggle. That's all I know.
Yes. Um, so but it was incredible and there was some really great costumes there and it's always fun to kind of do that. Like I went because like I was like I don't know what I wasn't sure what to wear, so I thought I'd just dig something out for found my Ken costume from last year. So I went as Ken once
Yay.
again, which is why I've shaved.
Awesome. I was gonna
And
say, I thought you shaved your face.
yeah, it's coming back as soon as I can get it back because I do not like it. And so the funny thing was, my girlfriend had already planned to go as Wednesday, so I was in my day glow pink hen costume, and she was there dressed as Wednesday, which was
That's pretty good.
very amusing to me.
That's pretty
But yeah,
good.
it was really nice, and it was a nice night, even though it wasn't feeling great. It was a lovely kind of thing to do, and first time I'd been out in a wee while, and it was a nice sort of event. We actually got tickets to, so there was a raffle, and we through the raffle we got tickets for the second night of the burlesque festival, I think, in Belfast, or the like basically a weekend long thing.
Hmm.
So we're gonna see some more burlesque stuff in
That's
November.
awesome.
Yeah,
You
so it'll be
totally
nice.
should. The weirdest burlesque I ever saw,
Uh-huh.
because I had a friend that was like, I'm learning how to strip. And like, this was when I lived in Portland. Portland
Uh-huh.
is I think I told you this when you came to visit. I was like, this is the strip club capital of the world. And it's not like burlesque. It's like you see anywhere that's pierced, you'll see it, kind
Okay.
of.
Uh-huh.
Like
Uh-huh.
Larry
Uh-huh.
Flint was like, I love Portland.
That makes sense.
Um, I saw a pregnant lady dressed like a nun, and she
Okay.
was stripping to Sister Christian.
Wow.
I know. And then my friend Jenny got up there, and I was like, good job, Jenny. But like, I didn't quite expect that was on Halloween. That was a Halloween thing. Yeah.
Absolutely nuts. I love it.
Yeah. This was
That's
like Mike was out of the country, like because he was still living out of like just started dating. He's like, "What are you doing for Halloween?" And I'm like, "Here's what I'm doing."
yeah.
And he's like, he had no answer to that. I had no response to that. So anyways,
I love it.
yeah, we did Halloween here. The kids dressed up.
Nice.
Charles was like convinced that he wasn't going to actually want to trick or treat.
Okay.
And then he was like, "Oh my God, everyone's giving me candy." And I was like, "This is what it's about, dude.
Yeah,
Don't get the
exactly.
chocolate, get the gummies for your mother." So I just slammed a bunch of Twizzlers and some Skittles before I hopped on
Hell
here. So if I'm a
yeah.
little erratic,
I mean, fair,
it has, yeah, that's
I,
why.
I was also eating toffee and stuff like that, so it's fine. We're both on the same
Toffee,
page.
toffee,
Toffee, yeah. Um,
toffee.
so I've got a question.
Yes,
Are Carlsbad and Carlsbad Canyon two different
canyons.
things?
Yes, so Carlsbad is in California. Carlsbad Canyons I think is that Kentucky somewhere in the like I think it's Kentucky.
New Mexico by the looks of things. Okay,
Okay, I know
okay.
nothing. I know nothing.
No,
New
no, no. I mean, like
Mexico.
it's just good because I was just
So
like,
no, we did not drive all the way to New Mexico to
because
hop
that's
on
what I
a
was like getting
private
confused.
jet.
Because I was like, when she said Carlsbad, I was like, I think it's Carlsbad. It's not Carlsbad Canyons, and I was trying to remember where I knew it from. So I was like,
It's
okay,
so great. It's like almost the same price, and they give you snacks,
yeah,
and no
rocks.
one yells at you, and you don't take off your shoes, and you don't feel bad about yourself. I don't know.
That rocks.
It really does. It's
That
like changed.
rocks.
And Mike was like, because I have trauma around Las Vegas, he was like, I want to make this as easy as possible for you.
Love it.
And he really did. He pulled it together. So
No, that rocks.
yeah.
Um, Fantastic. No, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It really does sound wonderful, and I'm glad it was a nice sort of return there after the
Yeah.
last experience. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Like, give me 7 days and maybe I'll have COVID
That's true.
again.
That's
I
true.
don't
That's
know.
true.
But like I've had it like Mike's parents took care of the kids.
Hmm.
Andy met their dog before we hopped on here. She's
Yeah,
adorable.
she is.
She likes to tongue kiss.
She does.
Um, but they've never had COVID.
Nice.
And I'm like, I've
No,
had it like 6 times
I do.
at least.
I know. I have known people. I mean, like, it would surprise. I mean, I suppose it depends how many people are exposed to and things like that. But I feel like some people get it and don't.
They deny it.
Well, both they deny and also they don't really see the symptoms that other people do. Because I've known people
Yeah,
that have had COVID and it's been like a relatively
easy.
quick thing, you know.
Yep,
So who knows?
yep.
Um, but yeah. Um, all right. Shall we get? Oh, do you have any what's occurring for us?
I
For
do. I do. I
okay.
have two actually.
Yeah.
So we talked about John Landis.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I didn't know anything about John Landis really.
Yep.
So He is considered something of a Hollywood villain for his
Yes.
perceived callousness after the disaster on the set of The Twilight Zone. And then there's also dirt on his Nepo baby son, Max. So I was like, I wormholed I was like, what? They're
Yeah.
horrible people.
Yeah.
Children died. Horrible
Yeah.
people, like bad. So yeah, that was that. Thank you for that fact, and also like for sending me down a wormhole about John and Max for an
Yeah.
hour. I'm being like feeling bad. Oh, and remember I asked you, I was like, why is it called Scotland Yard, Andy? And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So Scotland Yard was the name of the original address of the police headquarters in London and basically became like, I don't know what a metonym is.
Uh-huh.
Never heard that word before. You're the smart person. For the police headquarters, much like the White House used to mean the executive branch of the U.S. government until they tore it down. Sorry, I just added that last part. So,
Okay.
anyways, that is what Scotland Yard is.
I see. Okay, cool. Perfect. I love it. Because if
Yep, yep.
I feel we touched a little bit on the John Landis stuff, but I was also kind of like, how deep do I want to go into this? Because I
I
know
don't want to go. No.
a little bit about the Max Landis stuff as well, like a little bit about that. And then I think that like even before I think there was some really bad stuff about him, he was seen as being not the greatest dude in the world, like kind of a up himself asshole, you know. So yeah, it's interesting. Um, okay.
Yeah.
Um, do you have a sorry, did you have a that was both of them, wasn't it? Yeah, okay, so that was
Yep.
both of Watch
Yep.
Occurrence. Love it.
That's all I got.
All right,
That's all I got.
so shall we get into our topic for the
Yes,
week,
we should.
which is
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas in Wall
Wall
Street.
Street.
But
Da-da.
maybe one of his most, I mean, certainly one of his most iconic roles, if not
It
the
might
most
be his
iconic.
defining, like, this is kind of like this. Okay, so synopsis, and then I'll tell you my
Yeah.
favorite part. So I kind of went down the Wall Street wormhole too, but I went too far, and they were like, no, no. I was like, I want to know what other countries have a Wall Street? Like, is this like, I don't know anything about, I don't gamble on anything, right?
Yeah.
Especially not easy crap. So I'm definitely not like putting money into the stock market. Um, so on the Wall Street of the 1980s, so there's another one that they made in like 2010 or something, and it was
Okay.
like this is the only that was the only other like Oliver Stone is the director. He has never made a sequel. He actually made a sequel to Wall Street called like The City Never Sleeps
Oh,
or
Money
like
Never Sleeps. Yes,
Money
I'm.
Never Sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, so sorry. On the Wall Street of the 1980s, Bud Fox, we'll get back to that name when I have time to talk about the fact that they named the main character Bud,
Yeah, it's kind of
is a
insane.
stockbroker full of ambition, doing whatever he can to make his way to the top, admiring the power and unsparing corporate raider of Gordon Gekko. Fox entices Gekko into mentoring him by providing him insider trading. As Fox becomes embroiled in greed and underhanded schemes, his decisions eventually threaten the livelihood of his scrupulous father. Faced with this dilemma, Fox questions his loyalties.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Da, da, da. And to be fair, quick fact, Martin Sheen plays his father.
Yeah, which is really interesting. And like I was in, there
Hmm.
was like literally some of the, because obviously in that Charlie Sheen documentary, a lot they talk a lot about his relationship with his father, and obviously how all his behavior has affected his father. So they like showed clips from this movie from one specific scene to kind of illustrate that in a way, and it is quite,
It's the heart attack scene.
yeah, it's
So they based that scene off of his actual heart attack that Martin Sheen had when he was filming Apocalypse
of
Now.
course I
So
forgot.
like when you see them like respond like that was like Martin Sheen should have gotten an Oscar for his like for laying in a hospital bed
Yeah,
in this
yeah,
movie. It was so profound.
it really
Like you
was.
felt it. So I like that kind of stuff where it like brings it home.
Like, I'm not always like, I mean, and it truly is. I mean, first art, obviously. we're talking about Michael Douglas first and
Yes,
foremost,
sorry. Yes, of
but
course.
Charlie Sheen absolutely killing it in
Yeah.
this, and Martin Sheen as well. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like,
Yes.
because like it's one of those things, and it's kind of again, it took me watching that documentary to really get perspective on it again, and it was like um he was legitimately a really good actor. Like I think he always has been, and I think had he not like gotten his own way so much with everything else, then he could have like he had a great career, but like he's so good in this, and he's at the absolute peak of his powers here, and like just some really powerful stuff.
There's a scene where, and it's like he's mentoring this kid who is, you know, Charlie Sheen, and it's just interesting the dance that happens, like for him to be like, all right, you're okay, like I'll take you on. Thank you for that insider training information. Like, of course I know who your father is, and he's a union rep for Blue Star. Um, but like, um, he there's a scene where he's basically like, shit or get off the pot, kid, and they're
Yeah,
riding in the limo, and he's like telling him like, you this is what needs to happen if you want to get where you want to go. And like then he kicks Bud Fox out of the limo and it's like, you either are with me or you're not. And like
yeah,
this is like literally like the metaphor is physical.
yeah,
And then like Bud Fox goes and like knocks on the limo window, and the window rolls down and you just see Michael Douglas there, and he's like basically like, I'll do whatever you say, of course, of course. And then Michael Douglas just like smiles this smile, and I'm like, oh my God, he can play this role
yeah. He's
so fucking well.
chilling, like truly chilling. Like yeah, he's
Yeah.
so good in it. Like he
Yeah.
really is.
So
Um.
so if anyone is a Michael Douglas fan, this was the movie that he filmed after Romancing the Stone. So
Oh, okay. I don't think I knew that. Wow.
mm.
Just one classic after another.
I
Equally,
know.
equally as good as each other in different ways.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I love it. No, so good. And like, yeah, just and you had seen this before, correct?
I mean, it's been a very long time,
Sure.
and maybe I've like pre-watched it before the other Wall Street movie came out, the
Yeah.
sequel came out. But it's like it's not one that I'm like, "Oh, it's been a while,
Yeah, I'll
better
pop
watch
on Wall
Wall Street."
Street. Yeah.
Yeah, no. But it definitely like, we can talk about it a little bit further down, but
Yeah.
like it was longer than I like
Yeah.
movies to be, but I was still caught up in like the story.
No, I love it. Um, and I think it's like so. I mean, also in terms of revisiting a lot, because this is my first time watching it, but like it's also an Oliver Stone film, so they tend to be like a bit heavier.
Yeah,
Tend to be a bit weightier subjects. I think certainly his earlier films, in my like kind of opinion, were kind of more entertaining as well. Like I think they found the balance a bit more. Um, yeah, there's still some of his latter movies that I enjoy too, but I think he really found the balance there in these early ones, and I think this is absolutely here. But it's kind of like an odd film to be watching,
right now.
now. Yeah. I mean, like probably any time because it's like nothing's really changed. Like it's like the sort of like subjects they're tackling, it's much the same, if not worse.
Yeah,
And it's like it's just kind of like a bit grim, but like it's very insightful and it really is, I think, a great glimpse into, you know, I guess the mindset of people like this and like what and like also the thing that I kind of really stuck with me was this idea that like the rules are just kind of like for the people that are successful in this
there are no
world,
rules.
there are no rules, and it's kind
Yeah.
of like chilling in a way. I think that is the sort of like attitude that breeds success in a lot of instances. Um, but yeah, I've written down so just for like director, I was like, I want to talk about director. I've already mentioned his name, but I've written down Oliver Stone. Heard of him?
I don't know who's that.
Yeah, but like then I also kind of thought, um, actually, there is a possibility that a lot of people won't have heard of Oliver Stone these days,
I
you
mean,
know?
that's fair.
Because, like,
No, I'm like, okay. So he came off of Platoon and
yes,
did this movie
yeah,
and cast Charlie Sheen because he knew that Charlie Sheen was like at that point in his career was a little bit like naive and robotic, and he was like, that's perfect.
yeah,
Like I don't need big personality. Like he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's got to kind of b build himself into who he is throughout the movie.
yeah. And I think that, like, you know, he feels less heavy-handed in this film, and I think he does a really good job with it. And, like, in terms of, like,
Yeah.
I, I really admire the subjects he picks, but, like, he is often very interested in both politics and, I guess, the seats of power
God.
in this world.
I'm looking
Um,
at his roster and it's like it's well, Natural Born Killers didn't know that.
yeah,
But like it's like W, a lot of he did Snowden, he did JFK.
yeah, JFK's a big
Okay.
one. Born the Fourth of
Yeah.
July.
Yeah. The Doors, like I watched that a lot in college, maybe like 40
I don't know
times.
that I've ever seen it,
Oh my God. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh my God.
Like, I've got to
Like if
say,
you love Val Kilmer, oh my God, Andy.
I've heard it. He's pretty incredible in that.
He's really
Um,
good.
yeah, no, what I thought was interesting was I was just like looking at Oliver Stone stuff, and I was like, under the list of his awards, it's Academy Award for Best Director, and then Purple Heart next. And I was like, wow, interesting sort of list, because then it's just kind of like when you look at his like, because he has all these military medals, because he served in Vietnam, I think.
Are you fucking
Yeah,
serious?
mm-hmm.
What the fuck? He has a
Yeah.
Purple Heart?
Yep, yep. He's got like a ton of military medals. He's got more than that. He's got like Bronze Star Medal, Air Medal, and
Oh,
so on and so
Oliver.
forth. I think that's why he got so interested and became so, energized to really kind of talk about these subjects, because he saw the
Yes.
kind of like how hollow and empty a lot of this sort of stuff is, and he wanted to really kind of like shine a light on that.
He
Um,
definitely like you can tell just based on like the movies that he's done, like he'll go places where no one else wants to go.
yeah, yeah. I though I think, one of the things, maybe not disappointment, and ending spoilers, and I am jumping ahead here,
You're
is
fine,
that
you're fine.
if the ending feels a wee bit saccharine and a wee bit like, you know, unrealistic, I think, as a result,
Yeah.
because it's kind of like, oh no, the good guys won in the end, and it's like, yeah,
It
I,
just like they spent 400 hours like convincing you that Bud just wanted like money.
mhm,
And then they spent like 15 minutes being like, no, he's changing his mind. He's gonna become a good human. And like
yeah,
and like there wasn't enough of like I mean, obviously like his dad was in the hospital and having a attack, and that was like he was like, I gotta get my shit together here, right? I understand that, but that should have happened sooner in the movie,
yeah,
and there should have been more of an arc of redemption.
yes, agreed,
Yeah.
absolutely. Um, no, and like. I and I suppose like I think probably it's one of those things I kind of wonder whether it was a note, whether it was like maybe he had an ending where it was just like, well, the bad guys have won, bye, and was told,
Yeah.
look, you need to come back around on this. And I
Yeah.
am quite sure there are people who work in that world who kind of see some of this stuff here, kind of like, yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I need to walk away from this, but like, I would say stories like that, stories where, the kind of like big sort of moneymaker sees any sort of consequences or comeuppance is probably few and far between.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And like it's just so like I kind of was because of the way the world is right now and all the things that are happening, and like the poor get poorer and the rich get richer, and that's I don't think that's like a now thing. I think that's like just how society works, but
Hmm.
like it's depressing and sad.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of like watching it, and it took me about 3 days to get through it.
Okay. Of
Um, and I was in Las Vegas, right, which is like full of
course.
like all the things that I'm like walking by like Gucci and Dolce Gabbana, if I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
it right,
Mm-hmm.
like all these stores. And Mike's like, "Do you want to go into any?" And I'm like, "No, like
Yeah.
A, we can't afford it, and B, like I'm a fraud if I go in there. Like I
Sure.
don't believe in this shit, right?"
Yeah.
So
That's true. I think like yeah. Vegas is such a good example of that, like, the kind of like very fine line between that, because I think that like that has a lot of very like surface level excess and glamour, but like there's also like a really kind of seedy underbelly that lives so close to all of that as well.
it's all there. It's all there
It
just on
is.
different floors.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking like, okay, like someone is making a ton of money right now. Someone just lost too much money right now. They're
Like,
probably like a gambling addict. They
yep,
don't know how to tell their spouse. There's a
yep,
dungeon here somewhere that's like the best of the dungeons, and you need a safe word and a password. And like
yep,
it's all the good and all the bad is happening all at the same time, but it's happening
absolutely.
24 hours a day. I don't know. But this is like it was just it was kind of a weird movie to watch
Yeah,
about excess and then being living in excess.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my weird contrast.
Yeah. Okay, so the story kind of like I don't know. So Oliver Stone wrote the screenplay
Hmm.
along with his friend Stanley Weiser. And apparently they were like film school friends from like way back. And he was like, I just want to work with Stanley. And so, but he was like, I really want to make a movie about quiz shows in the 1950s.
Hmm.
And then somehow they like through that, uh, they did like a story pitch conference, and then Oliver Stone was like, just kidding, I want to make a movie about Wall Street. So, but do you remember the movie Quiz Show
I
with
do.
that? Okay, so that was like I maybe that was what they were trying to do, and I didn't follow that all the way through. It's possible that that's an Oliver Stone movie. Um, but basically he was like he's reading Crime and Punishment, and I didn't know this about Oliver Stone, but his father, Lou Stone, was a broker
Hmm.
during the Great Depression.
Interesting.
And so he's got an agenda here, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So he also knew this New York businessman who was making millions and working long days, uh, doing deals all over the world. And the man, like this dude, starts making mistakes that are costing him everything. So there's another story called The Pilgrim's Process of a boy seduced and corrupted by the allure of easy money. And he's putting that together with Crime and Punishment. And then Weiser's like, yeah, I don't like any of this. So no, we're not making that movie. Uh, so then he was like, well, read The Great Gatsby. And Weiser's like, no. And like Weiser just ended up basically going and sitting on the trade floor
Hmm.
of the brokerage houses, and he was interviewing investors. He spent about 3 weeks doing that and came up with the idea, the concept, and like of,
Amazing.
granted it's a redemption story, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
The original draft was initially called Greed.
Okay. Hmm.
Um, but then yeah, it became Wall Street.
That's interesting because, like, I'm surprised that he didn't come, with this idea for more fully formed. That's interesting that that's the path that it took.
I don't think most things have a straight
I
path,
think you're right.
honestly. Yeah, with
Very
this,
true.
especially for like I mean, he was deep into his like movie magic time, right? And
Yeah,
he went from, you know, a quiz show to Wall Street, which I guess like I don't see the connection, but for him it was there and we all benefited from it. So,
absolutely. Yeah, it's an interesting path. I did look up Quiz Show. Quiz Show was directed by Robert Redford. Um,
oh, no wonder it was so good.
yeah, it was a good movie. I remember enjoying it. Yeah, so I mean, I was like, I must say, I was it, it's kind of funny listening, watching a movie that's what? How old's that movie? 30 something, 30 odd
Oh,
years.
I didn't look
It's
let me look at my
87,
mind
80,
palace.
87.
87? 87, that sounds right. Yeah.
So 38 years? Yeah, that's right. 38 years. And
38
uh
years young.
38 years young, and then hearing a song that you know. So like whenever like Talking Heads came on, I was like, oh, this feels a bit too modern. And then I always kind of forget how old Talking Heads are and like, how long their music has been around as well. It's like, oh yeah, that was contemporaneous with this film.
Is it
Um,
David Byrne who's in the Talking Heads?
yes.
Okay, I've met
Um,
him.
oh, you have nice,
I have. I mean, he went to Reed College where I worked for like a decade. And
nice,
so every year they have this big giant party and they play Stop Making Sense. And occasionally
nice.
David Byrne just shows up
Love
because
it.
yeah, he's that fucking cool.
Because he's like from Scotland, I think, and one of my friends in university was his like niece, I think, or something, like directly connected with the family. And like because like how I kind of knew was that she talked about going over to America, and we're so like, yeah, we're staying with my uncle David. Like he put us up in our apartment, and then another friend was like, you know who she's talking about, right? And I'm like, no. It's like David Byrne. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like maybe everybody has a David Byrne story. Maybe he's just that kind of person
it
where
seems
everyone's
like
like,
it.
I met him, I saw him, I know someone through him.
Yeah,
David Byrne, give us a jingle, buddy.
yeah, absolutely. Like yeah,
We'll have you on.
yeah, absolutely. Um, okay, so the main music and the main sort of composer on the movie was Stuart Copeland from The Police. Heard of him?
Holy fucking shit.
Right?
Are you
So I
serious?
I didn't realize that he had a career yeah, he had a career as a composer. Like
Huh?
it seems like he didn't do loads and loads of stuff, like certainly in the sort of film composition realm. Like he has done other sort of musical pieces over the years, it seems like, but I had no idea he had a career as a composer. And but there you
Outside
go.
of anything that has to do with the police?
I mean, like I knew that he had made music post Police. Like I've never like it was like Police are one of those bands. The
I
Police are
love
one of those
them.
bands that I respect, but I'm not like a big fan of necessarily. But I know that they make I respect the craft. Um, but one of the things that I found out when looking into his career and his compositional music career was that he composed the music for Sparrow the Dragon. Heard of him? I'm sorry, that's my
No.
last one.
Spyro the Dragon?
Heard of him? And so, right, Spyro the Dragon was a PS1, I think, video game character. But back then they were just throwing all of the shit at the wall to see what they could stick in terms of like, you know, mascot style characters, that would have. And like Spyro was, pretty sticky and that like he got multiple games and whatnot. But like, yeah, and I was like, wow, what a diverse career to do. To go
Wow.
from Wall Street to Sparrow the
Stuart
Dragon.
Copeland.
So yeah,
That was good. That was good info.
right?
I kind of like this free, like that you present stuff and then I throw stuff and it's like
Yeah.
I never know what you're gonna say or what information you're gonna pass my way and it's so exciting. I've seen Spyro the Dragon. I just never played it, but I looked and I was like, girl, you know that.
You know that guy.
Girl, you know that. Okay, so like believability of this movie, does the aging of the movie, the fact that it came out in 87 change anything?
Um, I think it still feels pretty timely. It like, like as I was saying, I think upsettingly it is.
It's disappointing to have to say this, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not too different. If anything, it's probably worse. I would guess, I mean, like I can't hope to guess what the filmmaker's intentions were, but my thought with putting something out there, or something like this out there, is that it's almost like a cautionary tale. It's like,
Yes.
we need to be aware of this sort of thing, but like,
Yes.
in the years since then, it's just been people, becoming richer and richer, and we have more billionaires and we have like a larger wealth gap. So
I basically wrote like what did I write? Uh Apologies. It's basically just like yeah, rich people getting richer
yeah,
and like it's terrible.
it
So
is terrible. Yeah, it really is. Um, but yeah, so but like again, I thought it was fairly I still felt that the themes were timely and interesting.
Yes. And like, I guess I have a question, and maybe you can answer it, and maybe, or some of our listeners can answer it, but like, I don't know. Like in the States, it's like Wall Street, NASDAQ, like
Yeah.
it's a big fucking deal. Like it runs, and I was talking to Mike about it the other night. I'm like, I don't understand how much like literally like our country is based off of this money-making scheme,
Yep.
and no one is telling the truth.
Yeah,
And everyone is an insider trader, right?
how much modern countries are propped up on their economies is kind of insane,
So like
honestly.
do people elsewhere play the it is. It's like gambling. Do they gamble on the stock market in the United States?
There is, I mean, like there's plenty of people that do over here. There is a big, I can't remember what it's called, but there is obviously a hub, a London Stock Exchange, and
Hmm.
it's also really important. I know there's also a prominent one in Japan and like in different parts of the world, so like it's very much a, certainly a key part of like Western culture, like I suppose Eastern culture as well, So yeah, it's pretty big here too, and
But it's
you know,
like everyone is I'm sorry, but like not to bring up Martha Stewart, but we're going there. Like
sure,
insider trading, everybody does it. Everybody does it, right? Like the fact that I mean, you can get arrested, and obviously you can go to Camp Cupcake, just like Martha Stewart did. I watched her documentary. She didn't commit insider trading. She just like sold something because someone was like, sell the thing. It was like $100,000 for her, which is
but
nothing
like.
for her.
And it's so crazy because there have been like other stuff of like elected officials who like drop some stock and then the next day a thing's
Yeah,
announced in relation
yeah,
to that stock, and I mean I'm sure some of them have seen consequences, but by and large it seems to be easier just to be like to like slip out of that.
yeah. And like part of the plot is that, Gordon Gekko is the Michael Douglas character, and he's like, go find me information. And so
Yeah.
he's like, the shark Bud. Sorry, why do you name the main
Uh
character Bud? It's fine. Bud is running around like tracking people. He's basically like a private investigator, finding out information and where is he flying, and he's doing that. And who do you meet with? And then deals are happening based on that. But also, like at the end of the movie, like Sheen has this whole elaborate plan to like buy up the stock and then dump the stock, right?
yeah.
And that happens every fucking day.
Yeah.
That happens every fucking day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, and like, I am grateful, like, the stock. I remember asking my dad, like, how are you paying for my college? Right? I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm lucky that they were able to do that for me. That it's like the greatest gift a parent can give their children is no like loan debt. Um, and he was like, oh, I invested in Philip Morris. And I was like, they own big tobacco.
Oh
And he's like,
yeah.
yep, they do. And I was like, well, do you feel bad about that? He's like, no, because I'm making money on it. So like everyone's putting all their money right now. I'm just rambling, but like everyone's putting everything into AI right now.
Yeah. It's insane. Well, I
And
I was
it's
trying.
like, where's the morality there?
Oh, I know. It's
Clearly
just.
my father had none. Love him, but
I mean, like, this is the thing. Well, I mean, like, I was trying to remember there was a quote, and I was trying to dial down on what it was, that kind of summed up my feelings on it, and from the movie, and I just dug it out here, which is, the main thing about money, Bod, is that it makes you do
I
things you don't want to do, and
wrote it down
it's
too in quotes.
so
So
true.
near the end of the movie, Mannheim also gives Fox a lesson on the psychology of money when he says the main thing about money, bud, is it makes you do things you don't want to do. And that is true. That is true.
It is, it's insane.
There
I
were
mean,
a
it really
lot of
is.
good quotes in this
Yeah,
movie,
there were
I will
actually, yeah.
say.
And like
Okay.
even the sequel ended up being named, which is, Money Never Sleeps.
Yeah.
He says that to him.
Yeah.
Um,
In this movie, I missed it.
Yeah, and Wall Street. I think he says it to him on the phone whenever he's like trying to, convince him. Sort of, he calls him in the morning. Um, yeah.
Okay, favorite actors and why?
Jeez.
I know.
Again, I've already talked about how good both Michael Douglas and Charlie
Yeah.
Sheen were. I thought,
Yeah.
like, I really do think Charlie Sheen is really good in it. Like, I think he does a really good job. Who else did I like a lot? Martin Sheen was great. I really liked the what do you call him? I can't remember the name of the actor. There is like an older
Hal
guy.
Holbrook.
Yes, in the
Yes.
office who works with him,
Yes.
who's like
Yes.
very much the kind of voice of reason and the guy who's kind of
Yes.
going
I got a
like,
conscience. I
yeah,
can see you don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're going over that you're going over like you're going to go over the ledge sort of thing. I thought he was great. But yeah, and like also just like it's nice to see Daryl Hannah. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
Yeah.
I have an awareness of Daryl Hannah as an actress, but I've seen so few of her movies, and it's good to see her in this and kind of like doing some good stuff.
She's done 101 movies in her career.
That's nuts.
I know. And also, she was so because I was like, what the fuck happened with Daryl Hannah? I mean, I know she married Neil Young
Yes.
in like 2018, and that might have broken the band up, but whatever. It's
Yeah.
not my business. But she like had a hard time playing this role, I will
Uh-huh.
say. It was not, she's an activist, she's a vegan, and the role was like you're a narcissistic
Ooh.
interior decorator.
Sure.
But it's always so good to see her. And I guess like she did Kill Bill 1, she did Kill Bill 2,
Yeah.
and then Weinstein was like banging down her bedroom door and she snuck out through the fire escape and he's like, "You'll never work again." And she basically hasn't. So, um,
Such a bummer. Like
someone, if you're listening, just give us some more Daryl Hannah. She was in Splash. We love her.
we do. She's pretty great.
Mhm.
That's kind of
Okay,
fascinating.
Andy, you
What?
did not mention, I had two. His realtor,
Oh yeah, she's great.
she was great. Why are you selling in this market? It's terrible.
Yeah.
And the robot butler.
Oh shit! Yes, I meant to talk about the Royal Butler. Oh, so good.
So he goes to a Gordon Gecko's house to get like documents signed, and like there's a party happening, and there's like a robot that's like a butler that's like serving cocktails to people. And I was like, I'm sure at the time it was like, what the
I
fuck?
that is like that movie trope that I fucking adore. Like it happens in one of the Rocky movies as well. And you're just like, what were people thinking? It's so good. It's just
I know.
absolutely incredible.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, and also like a grim sort of like insight into where we are now with AI taking jobs, where it's like where Gordon Gekko's kind of like the great thing about this is he doesn't steal anything. It's like great. I I have to say I'm still fucking reeling at the news that Daryl Hannah was married to Neil Young. I did not know that.
Okay, yeah, it was like a thing. And like, because he was part of, it was like Crosby, Stills and Nash and Young.
Yeah.
And like, one of them was like, I guess Neil Young had been married for like 40 something years. And like,
Hmm.
not that Daryl swooped in, like life happens or whatever,
Sure.
but like it broke up the band.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's wild. Okay, how fascinating.
I know, but she's listed as having three kids,
Uh-huh.
all with the last name Young. But I'm pretty sure they got together like, no judgment, but like probably like after menopause, so maybe they adopted, which is super cool. But yes, they're married. Isn't that fucking amazing?
Completely wild.
Okay. So there was another quote that I liked, and it's Bud, and he's looking in the mirror and he's like, "Who am I?" And I was like, we can all we can all do that, right? We've all done that. We've stood in front of the mirror and been like, "Who am I? Like, what am I doing? Am I
Yeah.
making the right choices?" And I was like, good, good for that. Okay, so this is the only movie to win both an Oscar. Who do you think the Oscar went to? Andy Young.
Huh. I really don't know. That's a good question. Um, was it for an actor?
Yes.
I'm going to say, geez, I really don't know. I'm going to say Michael Douglas. I'm really,
Yes.
it was?
You're
Yes.
totally right. Yes, he won Best Actor for this.
Makes sense.
It also got a Razzie. Do you guys know what the Razzies are?
Yes.
Okay. So guess who won the Razzie? It's the
Um,
only movie that this has ever gotten like an Oscar and also a
oh,
Razzie.
was it Michael Douglas?
No.
Sometimes they do that. I know they'll be
I
like,
know.
was it Charlie Sheen?
No, it's Daryl Hannah.
Oh no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
I
Andy's got a soft spot for Daryl.
I kind of I have mixed feelings about the Razzies. Like I think it's kind of mean-spirited, but I
It's
also
terrible.
I also understand it as a sort of like thumb in the eye to the Oscars and how like pretentious
Yes.
and self-involved they are. So it's
Yes.
like
Yes.
I it's an interesting sort of thing. But like I also feel like, especially when you're putting yourself up and out there in any sort of like a creative position to be like you're the worst of the year is not, I don't know.
It's terrible.
Don't do that.
And like some people lean into it and they're like they show up and
Yes. I remember
they
Halle Berry turning up for the Catwoman Razzie and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, sorry, I've got we have dog sleepovers happening at this house, Andy. So the dogs are all that Mike's parents are home and they're barking. Okay, so I kind of like I'm sort of at a point where I don't really want to know the behind the scenes like drama,
Yeah.
but there was a lot with this movie
Oh,
and
okay.
I was like because like I watch and I'm researching at the same time, so it kind of like stunted my like joy about the movie, I
I
think.
see.
But like Sean Young, who plays Gordon Gekko's wife, was
Yeah,
like, I should be playing Daryl Hannah's part, and Daryl Hannah was like, I don't like this part. This is like the antithesis of who I want to be as a human being.
sure.
Um, but also like we've heard Sean, I'm sure everyone has heard Sean Young's stories, showing up late,
Yeah,
unprepared, and like wanted a bigger role kind of thing. So that was a part of it. Um, and like Oliver Stone was scared to hire Michael Douglas because he had heard that he was a super micromanager
I see.
and was like kind of like took him down and was like, I don't know. So this is early on in the shoot. Oliver Stone tested Michael Douglas by enhancing his repressed anger, according to the actor. At one point, Stone came into Douglas's trailer and asked him if he was doing drugs because you look like you haven't acted before. That shocked Douglas, who did more research and worked on his lines again and again and again, pushing himself harder than he had ever done before. All of this hard work accumulated with agreed as good speech. So,
Okay. Wow.
yeah.
Fascinating. I love it. Love it. I mean, I suppose it's not surprising. And I know that, like, Oliver Stone has a reputation as being prickly, I guess, as well. So I
Yeah.
suppose that makes sense. And like, I have a certain amount of respect for that sort of thing. Like I hear about like certain, things like how Um, oh no, I'm completely blanking on both the names I require from
It
this, but
doesn't
it's
matter. No
it's
one
from
cares.
Stanley Kubrick
Oh
treated
yeah. Oh yes.
Sissy Space, not Sissy Spacek.
No, the lady that played
Shelley
Olive
Long,
Oil, Shelley
Long,
Duvall. Shelley
Shelley
Duvall?
Duvall, thank you. Yes, got there.
Yep.
It's like, how he treated Shelley Duvall. Like so I think there's like, there's definitely cases where it's kind of like, oh no,
That
this
was
is
like abuse is what
yes, it
he
was abuse.
did.
Yeah, and she like basically stepped away from acting for the rest of her life after that.
She
Yeah.
kind of did and then yeah, became like a bird person.
But
Which is
but just, a
you know, it
fine life.
is.
A fine,
Heidi Fleiss
fine.
is happy with her birds.
True, so
True,
true.
true.
Well,
And
she seems
yes, yes.
happy-ish.
Ish.
Yeah, happy-ish.
So, so the film, okay, like the film and Gordon Gekko, like it's like now that you've seen it, Andy, like you get these lines that I've been throwing at you. You understand, the idea that you can have a completely unlikable character, um, that probably doesn't learn anything in the end, no matter what.
Yeah.
So it has a notorious fandom. And a lot of these people took the wrong message from the film. So Michael Douglas said that every time a broker said he went to Wall Street after seeing him as Gordon Gekko, he gets a little sad.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I know. So I guess they did like a DVD like re-presentation in 20 or 2008. And both Douglas and Oliver Stone think that the financial crisis was caused by them
Oh
and this
God,
movie
what a fucking
because
bummer.
so many people like saw it as an inspiration and went on to earn like MBAs and you know, even though the message at the end of the movie is like greed is bad, like maybe they shut it off like 25 minutes before the end of the movie. So,
But I think some people just don't see through that, and they're just like, "Oh, I can make money. This is how I can make money,"
yeah,
and they're just that's it. It's it's the end of the thought. But that's I can totally understand that, and that is wildly depressing, but honestly not that surprising either. It's like I remember hearing David Fincher talk about Fight Club, and like
yes,
he was talking about one of his daughters, I believe, dating a guy, and um she basically came home and she goes, "Oh, he loves your work. He says Fight Club's his favorite movie," and he was like, "Never
get
see
the
that
fuck
boy
out.
again."
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's like that's not a good movie to have as your favorite movie. Almost certainly, if that's your favorite movie, you have taken the wrong message from that, you know. But yeah, and the same thing sort of seems to apply here, I think, you know.
absolutely. So, I guess like like this idea of like, do we watch it? Does it matter in today's world? Is it
Hmm.
worth the rewatch? But like, it's hard. I had a hard time with the wealth and the excess.
I agree.
And like, to be fair, like what I don't, what's happening in the States right now is that people are losing all of their food. They call them food stamps, but they're SNAP
Yeah,
benefits. They're losing food. They don't have food. So like, um, it was really hard to watch this movie right now, I will
I,
say.
I agree. And that was kind of the thing. It was tough to know where I fell on it as well, just because I think it's a good movie. I really do. I think it's well
It's
made.
it's a wonderful movie.
It really is. And I can see why it has the reputation it has and why it was such a big movie for the 80s. But
Mhm.
it is like tough. And it's like, and for all the reasons we talked about, all the reasons in turn, and even in terms of like, Michael Douglas and Oliver Stone talking about being depressed, that people were inspired by it, to go into
Yeah.
like, it's
Yeah.
just, but it's such a damning indictment of, society at large in that way, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, tough for me to know what my final sort of opinion on it's going to be. Do you have?
Okay, I have a fact. You're
Okay.
gonna like this. Okay, so they don't really okay. I was lucky enough to go to the NASDAQ trade floor
Oh, okay.
like way
Interesting.
back in the day in, the 1300s or whatever, because I'm so
Sure.
old. But like that doesn't exist anymore. There's no trade floor. So much of it is all done like um electronically, but like there is a feeling, there is like screaming. It is Kate. I highly recommend, even if you just want to see this, just like so they had a bunch of scenes where they're on the trade floor and they're all yelling at each other, and
Yeah,
those were all actual traders.
I believe it.
And they filmed for 45 minutes on one day and they got all that content.
Had I not surprised? I'm
I
sure it
know.
like I would say that must be one of the most stressful places on the planet to work. It must
Yes.
be
Yes.
brutal.
Yes.
I do not envy anybody working there, but I'd say I'm sure most of the people that are working there are very rich, so I suppose they don't really give a shit. Well, maybe they do. Who knows?
Yeah.
Um, I love it. Any other facts, or should we move on to our
I have
last
one more
wee?
fact.
Okay.
So, it was like Michael Douglas was he actually had to work with a speech instructor on
Okay.
breath control because like he has some of the most rapid and I didn't like take it in until I read this fact and I was like, "Oh no, this is like he has so much rapid fire dialogue in the movie
Uh-huh.
and he was smoking 40 cigarettes a day."
Oosh.
Like how many I mean, assuming you're up for like 14 to maybe 18 hours time like divided
Yeah,
by that's a lot of cigarettes.
that's insane.
Hmm.
I'm just looking here now because it's one of the things I quite like to do sometimes is figuring out how old these actors were whenever they played this role.
Oh, I love that.
So he was born in 1944 and this was 87, so that's what,
Uh-huh.
43?
Yeah,
No,
God.
good
No.
Lord. So yes, that would be right, 43.
43?
Yes. So
He's
therefore
seen a
he's
lot.
younger than me. Whatever he's in that. You know what? You know what I realized recently, Beth? I was watching Star Trek The Next Generation season one,
Uh-huh. Of
and I was
course
like,
you were.
I wonder. And Patrick Stewart in the first season of that show is 2 years older than I am right now.
It's all the tea. It's
It's
all
all the
the
tea. It's all
tea.
the
It's
tea.
all the tea.
Amazing. Right. Anyway, okay.
Okay.
So, very quickly, too legit to fit. I feel like Gordon Gekko has it for me, but
Yeah,
maybe Bud Fox, especially at one point, he has a very fetching red cardigan,
he does.
which
I
almost took
kind
it.
of, I'm gonna give my opinion. I know this
Sure.
is your, okay.
No, I want your opinion on this.
The
It's for both
fit
of us.
is Gordon's red chair in Gordon's office.
Oh yeah, that was some unit.
And Gordon's son. There's what you see, like the
Oh yeah.
son, he's like wearing this little yellow baseball cap and he's like the cutest little cherub baby ever. And I don't know. I think his son actually wins the too legit to fit.
Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. A fine winner. Okay.
And
So do you want to give like in terms of your thoughts on revisit, remember, refuse, or redo?
this is hard. I had a hard time with
Me too.
this. I'm gonna say revisit. I think people need to see this movie. I think it's
I,
important because we're not learning the lessons that we need to learn, and this is a movie that will show you some lessons you need to learn.
yeah, I like that. I mean, I think I was struggling between revisit and remember, and I suppose it's like, where are you as a human right now? If you're like
Yeah,
struggling with the world around you, maybe not, maybe just remember it. But if
yeah.
like you feel like you're, ready to kind of watch something that like maybe looks at life, well, no, definitely looks at life in kind of through quite a harsh lens, then revisit.
Also, this is like a movie. If you want to see guys that like slick back their hair,
Oh yeah,
this is it. This is the one
that's a
with
lot
the
of slick back hair.
comb and the long hair and the
Oh,
greasy. Like this is sorry. Learn lessons, but also the hair is great.
what a dream.
What a
Um,
dream.
okay, I love it. Okay, folks.
No,
In that case,
no.
wait, what?
We have to do joy, dude.
I know that I am going to
Oh,
get to
okay,
that, so
sorry.
don't worry.
Okay,
I
sorry.
I I got to ask Beth, what's been bringing you joy this past week?
Okay, I have one more quote that I wrote down.
Oh, do it.
So there's two actually. Create instead of living off the buying and selling of others. And also, we are the little people. Even the big ones are still little.
I love it.
So Andy,
Yes.
sorry, I
Beth's reaching for something.
literally own a piece of the Titanic.
Hell yeah. Wow. Okay.
I
Interesting.
know it's a piece of coal that
This is
but it's authenticated.
in terms of what you were reaching for. If you'd given
Yeah.
me a million guesses, I would never have guessed that.
This wouldn't have been it. No, this is like I'm so excited. I'm
Amazing.
obsessed. I have a
Amazing.
problem. I'm like, can I turn it into a diamond? Is this enough coal? How much coal do you need to
Good
turn? And then it could be the
question.
Titanic. But it's like, oh my God. So I
It's
need
okay.
you to do me a favor. I'll pay for you
Sure.
and your sweet lady to go on a date to Belfast. You have to drive to Belfast. I know it's
Sure.
very
That's
far
fine.
because you can see it from like
The
your
whole
house or
it's a
whatever.
whole 20 minutes
It's a
away.
whole
Yeah.
20 minutes. You have to go to the museum and let me know what you find.
I
But
I I've
I
done it
saw art.
before.
Have you?
Yes, I have years
They don't
ago.
have any artifacts or anything because they're like kind humans.
No, like it's actually a really good exhibit, and I was really sort of, impressed by it. So yeah, if you guys are revisiting, we need to check it out. It's good fun.
So I my father-in-law who I adore always
Mhm.
makes this joke about like, oh, something's going down and no one's doing anything and or whatever, or they're doing stuff but like it doesn't actually matter. And he's like, yeah, it's like they're rearranging fucking deck chairs in the Titanic.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, oh my God, like I love him so much and I can buy him things. I got him the Big Lebowski sweater. I got him the screenplay that was signed by all the actors from the Big Lebowski. And he
Love
was
it.
like, oh my God. And then I was like, he needs a Titanic deck chair. I can't afford it, Andy. They're like
I'm
$104,000.
sure I'm sure they are very expensive. That's
So
why
I'm
I had no
very
idea.
Yes, yes, you can get tiny pieces, but I definitely have some coal from the debris field that was scooped up in 1998. So
Incredible. I love
I know. Thank
it.
you.
Mine is a video game
Okay.
called Arc Raiders. It just came out last week. Um, so it's like, it's kind of exactly what I want in a game, which is just kind of, the, the, there's a type of game called extraction shooters. In the sense you're going into the world, you're trying to get loot and you're trying to get out, and there's both computer controlled enemies and there's human people who may fight
Looting
you.
out.
Exactly, looting
Looting
out.
out.
Exactly.
Sorry.
And see, in terms of the wee like pieces of emergent gameplay, in terms of encountering people, not knowing if they're going to be good or bad, forming like, broken alliances and stuff, it's just wonderful. And it's just exactly what I want in a video game. And I'm finding it very addictive right now. So
Yes.
it's been good. It's been nice. It's like
Good.
maybe not, I'm not always the best at achieving joy, but it has been a wonderful distraction for the past while.
I don't know why my joy is like, oh, these people died on this boat and it's 2.5 million
But
or miles down and
you
there's
also
something
love
called the debris field. But I'm
you also love
like,
murder podcasts. People just love that
I really
stuff,
do. I really,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I was listening to one the other day with Harper in the car, and she was like, "Can we turn it off?" And I was like, "Oh,
And you're like,
okay."
"Ah, Mama needs her
Like, I
fix."
don't want to know anything about Casey Anderson or whatever.
Yeah.
So, Casey, what does it matter? Anyways, I'm a horrible human, but I'm
Love
not
it.
as bad as Gordon Gecko. So,
No, absolutely.
we
And
have that going for me.
what a fine bow to tie up our episode. Um, okay. In that case, Beth, could you tell everybody where they can find us?
Yes. So, new things are happening in the world of podcasts, and now it's video podcasts are the thing. So you can find us on all of the apps on video.
Hell yeah. And
So,
check them out. Um, love it. Okay, folks. In that case, as always, we'd like to remind you to stay
Bendy.
bendy. All right, bye, folks. We love you. Bye.